Once upon a time, long before our world as we know it came into being, the land of Persia was wild and untamed. The skies were vast and endless, the mountains tall and mighty, and the rivers flowed with the purest water. In this ancient time, when the earth was still young, the first king of Iran, Kiyoumars, ascended to the throne. It was the first day of spring, a time when fresh flowers bloomed, and the world was alive with the colors of new beginnings. The people rejoiced, for with Kiyoumars as their king, a new era of peace and prosperity had dawned. Kiyoumars was no ordinary ruler. He was a kind and just king, beloved by all. Under his reign, the people of Persia knew no sorrow, no fear, and no enemies. The land flourished and its people thrived. With Kiyoumars' wisdom and guidance, the people learned to tame wild animals, using the skins of lions and leopards to make clothes that protected them from the harsh elements. It was a time of harmony where humans and nature existed in a delicate balance, each respecting the other. Kiyoumars had a son named Siamak, a young man of great promise. Siamak was not only intelligent and talented, but he was also brave and strong, qualities that endeared him to his father and the people of Persia. Kiyoumars loved Siamak dearly, and in him he saw the future of his kingdom, a future full of hope and prosperity. As time passed, Siamak grew into a fine young man, admired by all for his courage and wisdom. But far away, in the dark corners of the earth where shadows whispered secrets and evil spirits dwelled, Ahriman, the embodiment of darkness and chaos, watched the happiness of Kiyoumars and his people with burning envy. Ahriman could not bear to see the world so full of light and joy, for it was his nature to destroy and corrupt. He began to plot against Kiyoumars, seeking a way to bring ruin to the peaceful land of Persia. Ahriman had a son, a fearsome creature, as powerful as a wolf and as ruthless as his father. This demon was filled with the same envy and hatred that consumed Ahriman. Together, they schemed to bring about the downfall of Kiyoumars and his beloved son, Siamak. They believed that if they could destroy Siamak, the kingdom would crumble and darkness would once again reign supreme. One night, as the stars twinkled in the sky, a blessed angel appeared to Siamak in a dream. The angel was a messenger of the heavens, a being of light, sent by the Creator to guide and protect those who walked the path of righteousness. In the dream, the angel warned Siamak of the impending danger, telling him that Ahriman's son was preparing to wage war against Kiyoumars and his kingdom. Upon waking, Siamak was filled with both anger and determination. He could not allow the forces of darkness to harm his father or his people. He gathered his army, brave warriors who had sworn to protect their land, and prepared to face the demon in battle. The day of the battle arrived, and the two armies stood facing each other, the tension thick in the air. Siamak, with courage in his heart and his father's love in his mind, stepped onto the battlefield. He called out to his opponents, challenging them to face him. From the ranks of the enemy, Ahriman's son emerged, his eyes glowing with malice. The battle between Siamak and the demon was fierce, each strike echoing through the mountains like thunder. But the demon, with his unnatural strength and fury, overpowered Siamak. In a devastating blow, the demon tore through Siamak's body with his claws, bringing the brave prince to the ground. Siamak, the hope of Persia, was slain, and with his death, the light seemed to dim in the hearts of the people. When the news of Siamak's death reached Kiyoumars, it was as if the world itself had turned dark. The king, who had known nothing but joy and prosperity, was overcome with grief. He wept for his son, and the entire kingdom mourned with him. For a year, the people wore mourning clothes, their hearts heavy with sorrow. The once vibrant land of Persia was now shrouded in grief. But even in the darkest of times, hope is never truly lost. After a year of mourning, the blessed angel, Soroush, appeared to Kiyoumars, bringing with him a message from the heavens. "Do not be sad any longer," Soroush said. "Do not let your grief consume you. It is time to rise, to gather your strength, and to avenge your son's death. The forces of darkness must be defeated, for the light of Persia must not be extinguished." Kiyoumars, though still heavy with sorrow, found new resolve in the angel's words. He raised his head to the sky, called upon the name of God, and began preparing his army for the battle that would avenge Siamak's death. But Kiyoumars was not alone in this task. Siamak had a son, a young man named Houshang, who had inherited his father's bravery and strength. Kiyoumars called Houshang to him and placed the command of the army in his hands. "Go, my grandson," he said, "and take revenge for your father's death. Lead our people to victory and rid our land of this evil." Houshang, though young, was a warrior at heart. He led the army with courage and wisdom, his resolve unwavering. When Ahriman saw Houshang and his army approaching, he knew fear for the first time. He gathered his forces, preparing for the battle that was to come. The clash between Houshang's army and the forces of Ahriman was fierce and brutal. But Houshang, driven by the memory of his father and the love of his grandfather, fought with unmatched fury. He reached the demon, the very creature who had slain his father, and in a mighty struggle, he grabbed the demon by the waist, throwing him to the ground. With one swift strike, Houshang severed the demon's head, ending his life and avenging his father's death. The battle was won, and the forces of darkness were defeated. Houshang returned to his grandfather, victorious and proud. The people of Persia rejoiced, for their land was once again safe, and the light had triumphed over the darkness. Shortly after, Kiyoumars, having fulfilled his duty as king and avenged his son's death, left this world. The kingdom mourned his passing, but they knew that he had left them in good hands. Houshang, the brave and noble warrior, inherited the crown and became the new king of Persia. Under his reign, the kingdom flourished, and the people once again knew peace and prosperity.